Hey again, everybody. I am filming my 6th video of the day, but I realized something before I was about to sign off for the day that so I realized earlier today, I just had this realization. So I have this mug, which I literally was drinking coffee out of earlier. So like I had it up here with me. I'm obsessed with this mug. And it's from Anthropology. I got it a few years ago. It's a Spanish potter, and I just love the color. And then I realized earlier today that I love it so much, partially because, I just love this color, but it's the same color as Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And same color scheme as, what she's got going on with her second book, Spark Joy. And so I was like, wow, I guess I just really connect with this energy, and partially it probably is because I love this book so much. And then I didn't realize I chose to wear this mint sweater today, which I bought in the fall, and now it's February and I never wear it, and I just chose today to wear it. So it all made sense. I guess I had the mint thing in the back of my brain, but I realized that Marie Kondo is it's imperative for me to talk about her on this channel because Marie Kondo supercharged my awakening, as you can see from the title that I'm about to post. But so I wanted to just do a little story time with you, and it will apply to your life. Feel free to do 2x on the playback speed too if I'm speaking too slowly for you. Do that all the time. I do that all the time on videos. So I just wanted to give you all sort of the background on my, I'll start by talking about this book. So The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, if you don't know, is by a woman named Marie Kondo. She's becoming a household name very quickly. She has a Netflix TV show, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. And this book is all about the fact that you should only keep things that spark joy. Let me reposition myself here. I'm getting comfortable with you guys. I'm getting more comfortable talking on camera. But everyone thinks that she is a minimalist, and she's preaching about minimalism, but she's not actually. She said that she's not. She's just saying, especially for Americans, it's time to rethink our relationship with stuff and consuming stuff. And it's really radical for us because I think that we, especially in the West, are in a moment where we're kind of entering the 3rd and 4th generation of living with mass production. And so we have accumulated so much stuff. In my family, my grandparents' generation, they loved having stuff because they had lived in a time earlier in the century, in the 30s and 40s, where you didn't have as much stuff. And then all of a sudden in the 50s, it was like, whoa, we can get this. My earring fell out. And so they were excited to have all this stuff, and it was new and it was novel, but now it's like overload for the generations who are kind of dealing with all of that stuff. And we have been conditioned to just buy a lot of stuff, get new clothes all the time. In 1930, the average amount of outfits that an American woman had was 9. An American woman had 9 outfits. It's unconceivable, the change that we have gone through in the past 100 years. And we don't think about it because, we just live now. So anyway, I came across this book when I was 22. And if you watched my original little awakening storytime vlog, you know that I awakened right after college. So I graduated in May of 2016 from college in the US, and I went home for a week or two. I still had my apartment in the place where I lived because I decided to just live in that city for another year. But I went home for 2 weeks, and I ended up finding this book in Anthropology near me in my hometown, and I just read it and I fell in love with it. And then I ended up decluttering all my stuff, and I got rid of about 9 trash bags of stuff. And this is sort of off the topic of my spiritual awakening, but it's not, it is on topic. I ended up creating a business where I decluttered people's homes. And I probably had 10 to, now I've probably had 20 to 30 clients actually. But it never like got off the ground. I couldn't support myself on this business. But I think it was a way for me to spread light to people because, all right, well, let me just backtrack before I get into all that. Well, I'll also say I also have an Instagram that I still keep active called Breathing Room Organizing because that was the name of my company. And you can go follow that Instagram if you want. I don't post on there much anymore, but it's a piece of who I am and it's a piece of my life and my journey. And so I just want to say that at that time, when I did that first declutter, that was the first time that I had ever done something like that. I had always been a person that had a lot of stuff. I loved clothes. I was clean. I was never like crazy cluttered, but I was going through my childhood bedroom where I had never really thrown stuff away unless it was broken. And there was so much stuff that I just didn't want. And I got rid of it. And it was like, I felt like a different person when I did this. And if you've ever done this, I mean, you know how it goes. You're either a declutterer or you're not once you do it once. And I really think that supercharged my awakening because I remember I awakened like in June of that year and I was doing all of this in like May and early June. And then after that, when I went back to my apartment is when my friend visited and I started realizing that my psychic abilities were waking up. And so I guess if you are wanting to maybe awaken, like open your third eye or find maybe your psychic abilities, your clairsentient abilities, try. I would say read this book because it is so to the point. It is not like crazy long. And it just makes you totally rethink your relationship with your stuff. And your stuff is your physical world. So it's like I feel like it almost alchemized like my relationship with the 3D. I was shedding, old parts of my identity that I didn't want anymore. Like I remember I got rid of an old detention slip from a time when I got detention. And I guess I had been saving it because I thought it was like I needed to remember it. But I was like, but I don't want to remember it. It doesn't matter. And it's not part of my story that I want to remember. So I'm going to release it. So, it's like you're allowed to release stuff that, isn't part of the new you. And another video I said we're constantly transforming. And like you're allowed to constantly transform. Another thing, well, the biggest takeaway that I had once I did this declutter was, and I remember realizing this as I sat cross-legged in the middle of my childhood bedroom after just an exhausting week of just getting rid of so much stuff. And I realized I found $700 worth of uncashed checks. It was either checks or cash. And I found a bunch of empty thank you notes that I had like stuck in different just folders along life's way. And I was like, wow, I don't know how to go to the bank and I'm not up to date with, like, I'm not working on my finances. I'm not staying on top of my finances. And I also don't like to write thank you notes. And so I'm now in a place where I have released myself from needing to write thank you notes. That's sort of like a cultural tradition in my family. It's nice to write a thank you note. It's good to do, but nowadays it's not really required in the same way. It's like a plus. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad. I mean, we probably should write them, but like I just released myself from the guilt of not writing them. And that was so lovely. And now something that I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to write it as soon as I get home from whatever it is. I'm going to literally write the thank you note that night, like within 24 hours. And I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and just write it. So it's like retooling. I'm still retooling my relationship with thank you notes and like guilt from family about, honestly, sometimes being given stuff that you didn't even want and it's now cluttering your home. So I just really wanted to say that my relationship with the physical, when I changed that, it changed my relationship with the non-physical part of me. And now, I honestly think that I have lived my life as a monk. I know I've been told that in readings before, and I feel that because once I changed to this more, I don't ever deprive myself of anything. I'm very much like a material Western woman, and I love fashion. I love all this stuff, but I don't overdo it anymore. I will never buy to excess. I will never buy stuff to like impress anyone. It's more about, do I love it? It's about my relationship with myself. And I don't have that much stuff anymore, you guys. I think at the most I have 10 handbags, and that includes evening clutches. All my clothes, like, you know, I have I have 2 suitcases of clothing that's storage, and some of it's stuff I don't even wear anymore because I was at a different weight back then. So I have just really found what works for me. I found the way of living, the amount of stuff, the relationship to stuff, the purchasing habits that work for me. And once you sort of get on top of that in your life, I think most of us don't even realize how messed up our relationship with stuff is until we take a look at it, because we read a book like this and it makes us face ourselves. It just brings you into this sense of awareness. It's like being brought out into the light. And it is so life-changing. So if you have been feeling like you don't like your relationship with stuff, just read some books about decluttering or watch some videos and, you know, do a little project with yourself. You could use Marie Kondo's method, which is you go through different categories of stuff at a time. You don't do, but like a lot of people would say, oh, I'm going to tackle a room. But Marie Kondo says, no, you need to tackle a category, because once you gather all the stuff from that category and you see how much you have, you will go into shock and you will realize how much money you have spent or maybe wasted. Like the first category that you do is you put all of your clothes on your bed. You get your dirty laundry hamper. You get your old prom dresses, like everything in the house, you put it on your bed. And you're just shocked by how much you have. And it allows you to be like, it's okay. I can get rid of this stuff. I don't use this. So I recommend her method more than others, but just find something that works for you and work on it for an hour or two. If you're prone to overwhelm, just like stop after a while. I know that for me, I have gone through another declutter in the past. I've been doing it for the past few months because I think that I'm in a second awakening right now, which is sort of what this channel is about. And so I have been doing, it's like my second declutter. It's a 5-year check-in because I was 22 then, and now I was 21 then actually, but I was turning 22. But I'm now 27, will turn 28 soon. And it's just been a really good way to check in on where I've been and the areas in my life which I haven't wanted to look at. Like I haven't wanted to look at my papers. And I haven't organized them. And now I've been organizing them. And it's just important to sort of face yourself, like face your own life, face the artifacts of your life and put them in order. And then once you do that, you can move forward. I think I've been speaking on this very ad-libby. Like, I hope that it's been helpful. I think that's all I can say on this topic right now. But yeah, I love Marie Kondo. If you want to get her book, I highly recommend it. She's the love of my life. She is the one guru that I will follow. All right, I hope that this talk on decluttering and minimalism has helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.